I want to thank you again for dialing up BFABP.com, Believers from a Biblical Perspective. I want to talk about the real you and self-perception, because how you see yourself, really, that's the real you. That's who you are. And oftentimes, see, this is believers from a biblical perspective. So if you don't know how God sees you, or you don't see yourself the way God sees you, you'll probably adopt the way uncle saw you, or a teacher saw you, or some coach, or some influential person in your life, and not the way your maker saw you. So you got to see yourself the way God sees you. See, because you might have grown up saying, woe is me, I'm just this, I'm just that, I'm not that smart, I'm not that talented, I'm on the wrong side of the fence, I'm not that gifted, and so forth. No, but you got to see yourself the way God sees you. And God sees you as a chosen generation. You find that in 1 Peter chapter 2, a holy nation, a peculiar person, his own special treasure. Yes, you're brought from darkness to God's marvelous light. God sees you as more than a conqueror. He sees you as a victor and not the victim, the head only, not the tail. He sees you as, he sees you as a champion and a king and a priest. Now, Proverbs 23:7 says that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if you think you'll never make it, if you think you're a mean person, if you think you're shiftless and lazy, if you think, well, then so be it, because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So who's the real you? You know, Adam and Eve, immediately after the fall, after they had their fall, they began to cover themselves up. And that's what a lot of people do today. Have you been covering yourself up, covering the true person up, only allowing people to see what you think, what you want them to see? And oftentimes, there's a beautiful person on the inside who God has created. You're gonna have to let that person out and let that person be revealed, because that's the one who God made. Because after our adolescence and our young adult age or teenage and all these different stages of life we go through, we tack on all types of layers of coverings. Before you know it, you're 40 years old and don't know who you are. You played so many roles for so many people for so long, and you're not even yourself anymore. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So I'm bringing us back to the Word of God. Go to the Word of God and see what God says about you, because that's the person you really are. And I'm telling you, you're a winner. You're a champion, man. You're a king and a priest, and you do triumph over all things. It doesn't matter what people used to say about you, how they treated you, where you came from, what test scores you got on the test. It doesn't matter how you fared in life. No, only listen to what God said about you. Because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So don't allow those old negative things to stigmatize or plague who you are, your personality, or your self-perception. Who you really are, that's who you think you are. So start speaking to yourself and declaring that you are a winner. You're a champion. You've overcome all things. No matter what has come up against you, you triumph over it. Yeah, the real you. That's what we're talking about. And self-perception. So come on, let that real person out. Let that person who God created be made known. That's an awesome person, and that's who you are.